Hey guys. So, something that's really been bothering me about Star Wars for some time, and this is really very minor, but I feel like I kind of want to go on an autistic rant about it. But, it's about Luke's green lightsaber. So, in Return of the Jedi, Luke gets a green lightsaber. Now, if you watch, some of the old trailers for Return of the Jedi, it was actually colored blue, but then somewhere along the line, somewhere along production, they decided to change it to green, and so that's how we got the iconic, green color in Return of the Jedi, and it made Luke's lightsaber stand out because at that point, the only colors we had seen were blue for Jedi and red for Sith, right? So when Luke comes out there and he has something that's green, it's like, oh, okay. Now, to me, this was always supposed to symbolize how Luke is supposed to be the new generation of the Jedi Order, right? So he's not Obi-Wan and he's not Yoda. He is something completely different, right? Now obviously the counter to that would be, well, it was supposed to be blue and you can see that it's blue in the old trailers. And it's yeah, I know. But that's the kind of meaning that I get out of it, because that's the version of the lightsaber that we actually got in the film. So I thought that it was cool. I thought it had some symbolism there. But then you get to the prequel trilogy, and Qui-Gon has a green lightsaber. And it's oh, okay. Well, Qui-Gon was a different Jedi than what we've seen before, so maybe it makes sense for him to have a green lightsaber. And then when you get to Attack of the Clones, and you get to that fight scene in the Colosseum on Geonosis, there are just a bunch of Jedi who have green lightsabers. And so it's kind of oh, okay, so that means green doesn't have any real significance at that point. Everybody just had blue and green back then. And then Mace has purple. I mean, I guess it makes sense for Mace once you read some of the expanded universe lore. But it just seems to be he's the only black Jedi, so it's kind of a unique thing to add to his character. So I feel as though the symbolism that was there for Luke's lightsaber, if it was there at all, just kind of went away during the prequel trilogy, because they're we know what people remember from the OT, and they remember blue and green, so we're just going to make that the standard Jedi lightsaber color. So that's just always bothered me. I feel as though, and I know this may be this may be asking too much, but maybe I felt as though it should have been Luke is literally the first one to ever have a green lightsaber. Now I know you may say, well, that's ridiculous, of course, lightsabers don't always have to be blue. They can always be a different myriad of colors, but I just thought again, from a symbolism standpoint, it means something when your lightsaber is a different color. And so to take that away from Luke and have just all the Jedi, or at least some of the Jedi in the prequels, be rocking green lightsabers just always bothered me. I think every lightsaber in the prequel trilogy should have been blue. And, the Sith obviously can have red, but I don't know. It just makes Luke's lightsaber less special. And that symbolism that I attach to it, and maybe it's just me attaching that symbolism to it, just doesn't make sense anymore. So it's always kind of bothered me, but I'd like to hear what you guys think. Maybe this is just me kind of nitpicking, but, whatever, I guess.